what's good? My name is Kayla. Welcome back in the kitchen. Alright, so today we are going to be making teriyaki chicken alongside some quinoa and some vegetables. So I really like Asian cuisine, and I went to this place called the Iron Chef, and basically they cook the meal right in front of you. It's called teppanyaki, and I really just love the food. It tastes so good, so I wanted to know how to make it. Basically I did my research and I figured it out, and I ended up really being able to pull off the same type of flavors. So I'm gonna show you guys how to make your own teriyaki sauce, and also how to make quinoa, and then we've got some vegetables to go along with it. Okay, so what you're gonna need for the dish, guys, of course, chicken. We can't do teriyaki chicken without chicken. So this right here is actually some thighs, so it's skinless and boneless. You can get any type of chicken and just marinate it in the sauce that we're gonna make, but I like chicken thighs, so that's what I'm gonna be using. For the vegetables, I've got some zucchini. So you can get any vegetables really, but I personally like the zucchini along with mushrooms. So zucchini and mushrooms, really good, really healthy. This was exactly what they put at the side with my meal when I went to Iron Chef. And then there was also some onion. So any type of onion will do. You're going to need some garlic, so you can get just one clove is fine. And we're going to be chopping those up and using it. Got some ginger as well. I've got some green onion. I love using green onion. It's really good, and makes the difference. Like, it kind of makes a difference to me. You get some good flavors in there. All right, and of course, like I said, we are making it with quinoa. So get yourself some quinoa. The best place, honestly, is Bulk Barn, but I was in the grocery store and didn't have much time, so I just got the one in the grocery store. And you're going to need chicken broth. So you're going to be cooking the quinoa in this. It gives it the best flavor ever. We've also got honey. So this is going to be helpful in your teriyaki sauce. You're going to see in a second. And then we have oyster sauce. So this is a very unique ingredient in my world. I never thought that I would ever use this, but it's really good when you cook with it. So definitely oyster sauce and soy sauce. So this as well is very, very essential in the dish. Helps make the sauce what it is. So I think that's everything. Now there are a couple other optional things, like I do have my Scotch Bonnet pepper because I like to make it spicy, and it does add a little bit more flavor. So you can go ahead and be creative. And then there's other vegetables, like I said, that you can use. So do your own thing with the vegetables. I'm just gonna show you guys how to make the teriyaki marinade and how to make quinoa. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is make my marinade, and I'm making it first because you're gonna wanna let the chicken actually marinate for a little bit. So if you have the time, you can leave it overnight, you can leave it a couple of hours. But if you are in a rush, then definitely start off with the marinade, so that way you can leave it while you prepare everything else. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that started. So guys, chop up those herbs. We're gonna combine our green onion, our ginger, and our garlic, all chopped up into a bowl. So it should look like this. Perfect. Now we're gonna grab our soy sauce. So you can add 1 cup of soy sauce into the bowl. Add in our oyster sauce. So I'm gonna put about 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce into it. And I'm going to get my honey and put about 2 tablespoons. Then grab a whisk and stir. Okay guys, so I have my chicken all nice and clean, and I've got my sauce here, my marinade. So I'm just gonna season the chicken, and then I'll put the marinade on, and we're gonna set it aside. And then we're gonna get started on our vegetables. So we're gonna chop up everything and move things forward. So go ahead, throw in whatever seasonings you like. We're gonna just throw in any seasonings before we actually add our marinade. And then we are gonna grab our marinade, and we're going to throw it right on top of the chicken and keep on mixing it up, get a nice even layer. Okay guys, so my chicken is nice and ready in the marinade, so I'm gonna let it sit for a while I get everything else prepared. So chop up the rest of your veggies. Okay guys, so I'm gonna get started on my quinoa. I'm gonna show you guys how I make it. I do it a little bit different. Now the trick with quinoa is you make it just like rice. The only thing is, instead of putting water, I'm actually going to be using chicken broth because it gives it flavor. So that's kind of a little secret about making quinoa. Don't use just plain old water. Use a broth, vegetable broth, chicken broth, and really season it, and it will turn out really, really good. So I'm going to be putting about 2 to 3 cups of quinoa in my frying pan with some oil, and also I'm going to be frying up the some of the vegetables that I chopped up before I actually add the quinoa in, just to get started on some flavor. All right, you guys are gonna see. So once the pan's hot, throw in your garlic, green onion, and Scotch bonnet, and then we're gonna add in our quinoa, and you're putting about 2 cups of quinoa. Alright guys, so I added in my chicken broth, and this is how it looks. So I used the complete full box of the chicken broth. Basically, you want to put enough liquid in your quinoa to just cover the amount of quinoa you put in there. So once you see that the water level has gone right above the quinoa, then you know that that's a good amount of water or good amount of liquid, and it will be able to boil in that. Alright, so this is how it looks. I've added some seasonings in, and I've also added some bay leaves, which are those. So go ahead, add in any seasonings that you like. The bay leaf really gives it a good flavor as well. It just adds to the flavor. And once you've thrown in your seasonings, you can give it a nice stir. Alright. Perfect. Like I said, just keep your eye on it because you don't want the quinoa to dry out. And then you're gonna throw your lid on so you can get a good cooking. Alright, so my meat is still marinating. I'm trying to leave it there till the last minute. So what I'm gonna do is actually fry up my vegetables, my zucchini and my onion and my mushroom. And basically I'm just putting a little bit of oil in the pan and just giving it a nice quick stir, and you add some salt and pepper, and then it's pretty much done. You don't really need to leave it on the stove or do much to the vegetables, but I'm just gonna do that really quick. Alright, so I have my vegetables just simmering, and then I've got my quinoa on the stove boiling, and I'm gonna keep watching it over, making sure it doesn't burn, making sure the liquid is still in there, and it's looking so good. It's smelling so good in here right now. So very soon I'm gonna get started on the chicken once my vegetables are cooked. Okay guys, so our quinoa is looking good. It still has a little bit of liquid in there. So we really just want to let the quinoa soak in everything, and it will start to kind of thicken up. And basically guys, what you're doing is you're looking for like the consistency of rice. So it's got a little bit of that like kind of a firm but soft feel to it. So I'll show you guys at the end, but you're gonna see that all of the liquid is pretty much absorbed, and the quinoa is just these tiny little balls of heaven. And now the moment we've all been waiting for, the chicken teriyaki part. Alright, so my chicken's been in here marinating while I cook the quinoa and the vegetables. So I think it's time to get started on this chicken. What I'm gonna do is just empty out my vegetables and clean that pan, and then after I will start to fry my chicken. Now it's not really a deep fry or anything like that. I'm just putting some oil at the bottom of the pan, about 2 tablespoons, and then I'm going to lay my chicken in it and let it cook, and then flip it over, let it cook, and it's gonna be real good. Right, so I'm gonna grab some chicken, get some sauce on it, and lay it in my pan. So just keep an eye on your chicken, and what we're gonna do is just continue to flip it until you know that it's all cooked. Be very careful when you're flipping it because there's lots of liquid on here. Oh yeah, looks good. For the record, it is smelling so good in here right now. I can't wait to eat. Guys, it is looking so good right now. So remember, because we did add honey into our teriyaki sauce, it's a sugar and that burns. So be very careful on the stove and just make sure that you are constantly around your chicken, because you don't want it to burn, you don't want it to stick too much to the pan, and you can continue to flip it until it's ready. Alright? The chicken, you want to make sure it's cooked, so you might have to poke some holes in it, you might have to rip it open, whatever you gotta do. And just continue, like I said, to flip it and check on it, and then soon it'll be all done. So this is how my quinoa turned out. All the water is absorbed. I need some fluffing, but it's all cooked. So that's how quinoa looks once it's cooked. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if my chicken is somewhat cooked. Basically I'm just gonna slice it open in the middle and see if there's any pink. If there is, I'm gonna keep it on the stove. If there's not, it's ready. So I went ahead and chopped up my meat because there was still some pink on the inside, and cutting up your meat does help it cook a bit faster. So this is how it looks. You want to get the sauce on it too, because the sauce is the key. Okay guys, my food is ready. So that's how it looks. It's looking so good. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try it out. Give my honest opinion. It's so good. Try it out. Thank you so much for watching my video again. I hope that you enjoyed it. I really want you guys to try this one because it's actually bomb. It tastes really good. So let me know, comment below if you tried it. Let me know if you have any questions. Once again, you can send me messages. You can also get updates on what I'm gonna be making next, and you can be a part of choosing what I make next. So definitely follow me on my social media. If you enjoyed the video, if you guys felt that it was easy to go along with, whatever, just say something. Let me know what's up. And I will see you guys next week. Peace.